Have you been wondering, is Iceland a safe country to visit? Here's the thing. Iceland is magical, breathtaking, but it can also be cruel and unforgiving. It doesn't take long after watching my Instagram stories to see that the weather is unpredictable, road closures because of storms, volcanoes are erupting. I mean, I can understand questions of, is Iceland safe? Don't worry, my friends, that is why you have me. Hey, my name is Jeannie, and I have been helping people plan trips to Iceland for the past 8 years. My goal today is to help you feel confident about visiting Iceland. So here's my safety advice. Let's get into it. My first piece of advice is that the emergency number in Iceland is 112. If you're an American, that is the equivalent of 911. Anytime in an emergency, or if in doubt, then you can dial 112. My next piece of advice is to download the Safe Travel app. And this app can be a real lifesaver because it alerts you of daily warnings, road closures, things that are impassable, avalanche risk, waterfalls that are closed. It's really, really helpful for when you're traveling around Iceland. Beyond that, they also have a website where you can leave your travel plan. In the event that something happens, at least someone knows where you are. You can also sign up on their website to get alerts sent straight to your phone so that when a road closes, it gets directly sent to you and you know it that day, and maybe that'll affect your travel plans, but at least you'll know it. By the way, if you would like to see a video where I talk about the apps that you need for Iceland travel, let me know in the comments below so I know. Now, my next piece of advice is don't ignore the chained off, roped off signs that say it's closed areas. To some people, this might seem obvious, but to the other people, it is completely not obvious. And let me tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than seeing a chain across a walkway and seeing people literally just step over it as if it's just another thing that's in their way. These warnings, these signs are there for your safety. They're not there because someone doesn't want you to experience a part of Iceland. It's there because it's literally dangerous to go there. So it could be something like the cliffside, or the waterfalls are completely iced over, or they don't want anyone else to go on this walkway because it's causing too much of like trampling down the nature. People don't care. And it's really sad, it's really heartbreaking. Iceland is very fragile. It's actually classified as a tundra. So there's volcanic ash everywhere, there's beautiful moss growing, it's very delicate, it takes hundreds of years to regrow. Glaciers are melting and moving and shifting. If you're walking on them, it's extremely dangerous. Right? I'll just say one of my major goals is to promote responsible Iceland tourism, and it just really breaks my heart to see when people are disobeying these signs or disregarding respect for the nature simply because they want to get a little bit closer or get a better photo. It's just not worth it. Along with this topic, my number one concern that I want to communicate are the waves at Reynisfjara. So if you don't already know, Reynisfjara is the black sand beach in South Iceland. It has the basalt stacks and the climbing basalt, like everything beautiful, picturesque. You've seen it on all the photos. Everyone wants to go and experience that for themselves. For some reason, this beach, more so than any other beach, I feel like people want to like go down and walk towards the surf. This is a huge mistake. This is the number one thing, if you can take anything away from this video, is to not do that. Reynisfjara is the number one place in Iceland where tourists have died, simply just because they ignored the warning. So the thing is, the waves at Reynisfjara are beautiful and they roll in, and some of them look very innocent. But every few, like every 3 to 5 waves, will be what we call a sneaker wave. And so that will actually come up higher than the other waves, and that current is extremely powerful. So powerful, in fact, that it can actually pull you out to sea. It'll come up way higher than you expect. A lot of photographers are standing there with their tripods, or they're just holding onto their camera and they're not paying attention to the waves, and then all of a sudden they're like getting soaked and trying to grab their stuff and run away. And sometimes it's funny, right? You'll see people like actually laughing and like running up to their friend and saying, oh, I got soaked. And sometimes it's not funny. And I just didn't mean for this video to take like a massive turn, but again, I just want to warn you that Iceland can be very dangerous if you're not aware of the consequences. There have been people that have lost their lives there because they were just not careful enough. So Reynisfjara is one of those places that's extremely dangerous. Around the waterfalls, along the cliffs, just try try not to get too close. Iceland is doing a lot better job now with roping off areas. Just follow the signs. My next piece of advice is just enjoy it. This sounds really simple, but the fact is, Iceland is one of the safest countries in the entire world. It consistently ranks in the top 3 countries on the Global Peace Index. Police don't carry guns, there's no military, babies sleep outside for their naps. This is a very, very peaceful place. And Iceland is extremely safe in that regard. Sometimes the nature is not safe, but other ways it's safe. You know, and that's quite refreshing because there are a lot of places, in fact, most places in the world, that you have to be careful, right? You're worried about crime and theft and pickpocketers. You just don't have that in Iceland, so enjoy it. And another note is I know that there are quite a few people in this COVID pandemic world that are concerned with their health and their safety regarding that. And I will just let you know that Iceland has taken a lot of precautions in that regard. And currently, as of this recording, there are no border restrictions. They were one of the first countries to lift all those restrictions, so you don't need vaccinations, you don't need any border documents, and so it is safe, and that is the beautiful thing. All right, my friends, I hope this video can help you find some peace of mind and help you feel safe and confident about traveling to Iceland. As always, my goal here is to help you plan the best trip ever, and so I'll see you in the next video, but until then, happy planning.